So come things invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development for today's items only. The investment we're going to talk today will be Ethereum taking ETH. So it's my second posting as of today. Respect to recording time of 2:35 p.m. on the Eastern time. Ethereum currently $4,091, that's about 2.25% so far. Respect to overall crypto market is relatively red, right? With respect to the subsequent surge days that we've been experiencing so far ever since the Bitcoin ETF surge, that's drove up the whole market, which subsequently translate into Bitcoin hitting all-time high, right? And then subsequently all the altcoins followed. But however, today is, having that drag effect from Bitcoin again, normalizing down from the $64,000 mark, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at it closely. The $67,000 mark, apologies, and subsequently sell back because of the overbought level that we got to when we were at 67 was technically the 83 out of 70, which is obviously astronomically overbought. And when that happens, people on the public side and also on the institutional side are incentivized to want to sell off from there. And that translates into kind of a minimalization, especially knowing the fact that today's a Friday, which subsequently have some weekend affectation. And, in some regional part of the world, it's already Saturday, so we are experiencing some sort of a Friday/weekend affectation globally. And with respect to the Ethereum side of the house, is also being dragged down about 2.16% so far. It's hitting the close to all-time high, right? The 4,241. But unfortunately, we never got there. We got there for a very, really blink second, right? And subsequently reversed back down because of the drag effect. So on the news front, there are a lot more news that has been percolating for the last 3 hours so far, ever since my first posting. And apologies again for my posting a little bit later today. I've just been having meetings straight up. I actually have a 4-hour board meeting after this meeting, or this meeting that I'm having with you guys. So just I hope that I'm going to be spending the bulk of the time listening, just taking notes and not having to speak so much, because I am getting a little tired. I think my jaw is hurting a bit just by speaking so much, and I don't know, just been drinking coffee the whole day, so I've been using the bathroom quite a lot as well, just to try to keep myself up. So yeah, but I'm okay ultimately. I'm one of those people that are just very hard on myself, that despite me feeling pain, I just still push through. And I promise you guys to be keeping you guys up to date twice a day, right? So that's not a promise I want to break, and that's cheating myself if I actually, forget or just be lazy. That's not the right way of approaching when you're trying to make or create value from here. So, respect to Bitcoin, 36 minutes ago talks about on Market Watch, should I buy Bitcoin ETF? Here's what pros say you should consider. So Bitcoin ETF is still a relatively more of a new concept. Obviously, ETF has historically been more predominantly onto the equity side, which ties to the index market and ties to a business fundamental, which obviously is a business, right? But Bitcoin itself is a more of a commoditized based type of a commoditized type of entity. So there's still a lot of unknown with respect to the regulatory front. On the compliance front, stem from obviously the pushback that we've been hearing from the Feds and Christine Lagarde and the SEC Gary Gensler. So what the article is basically saying that you might want to watch out for the volatility coming is despite being an ETF, it's more prone to volatility in comparisons to if you buy a mutual fund or an index fund, if you may, which is very logical. So it's an informative one, so feel free to take a read. But is it anything quantitative? I would say it's all right. It's not really that substantive, but it's something that some of the experts, if you may, I guess, are talking or touching on it on a high level. The next one's on Decrypt 52 minutes ago. I'm losing it. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust hits 20% discount as firm files for ETF conversion. So this is basically informing us what happened ever since the ETF initialization that happened on Tuesday. And next one is on Bazinga an hour ago. Talk about something that happened yesterday that I actually heard from some of my friends here on YouTube, but also some of the news that has picked up this morning is that Bitcoin flash crashed to 8,000 on Binance US. And I know some of the my friends here on YouTube mentioned that some of their friends, including themselves, actually was so lucky that they were able to buy Bitcoin at $8,000. Wow, that's life changing. Like that's basically that's the exponential growth in just like a blink of an eye, right? I know that crash happened for like I don't know, like a minute or so. So whoever actually bought at the dip, man, you are so lucky. Like seriously. And then the next one, talking about with respect to some of the news that's related to Ethereum. It's 26 minutes ago. Talk about Tint Mouse joins Magic Machine for NFT based TV show on Ethereum. So more NFT commercialization, and the figure of this NFT art is like a Lego man that looks like a wizard, but the hat looks like a more of I don't even know. Uh, I'm having a tough time describing it, but it looks like a Lego man with like glasses on, and he has like a top hat that's blue with two dots. It looks like a frown face. Anyways, more NFT commercialization news, I guess. And then the next one is on Bazinga 2 hours ago. Talk about $204 million in Ethereum was just transferred between two wallets. And then another one, Bazinga 2 hours ago, talks about something similar as well. Crypto whales just moved basically $198.86 million worth of Ethereum off Binance. I think that's probably one of the reasons why we've been seeing the type of like the flash crash, if you may, when they shift such large amount of volume of crypto assets from one exchange to another. Maybe on the platform it translates to like a sell off, but it's more just like like an immediate sell off when they were transferring from one wallet to another, right? Interesting to see that there's some fishy activity that's going on with respect to the whales. I see. Um, and then that's pretty much it on the news front. Another one that talks about is with respect to like this 14-year-old found Bitcoin success. It seems like this 14-year-old has been investing into Bitcoin since this early days, and seems like this is one of the richest kids that owns a lot of Bitcoins. So congratulations to this kid. That's 14-year-old. I think I was just still playing Pokemon or Digimon cards at the age of 14. I had no idea what even finance was at the time. So definitely a very precocious one. And then that's pretty much it on that front. So let's go straight back into the technical analysis. So with respect to Ethereum, it's currently down about 2.57%, trading at the $4,078. And right now we're cooling down a little bit at the below mark, 69 of 70, but still overbought. So I think sell-off is still more imminently going to be coming to the 3,843, 3,472, 3,150, which is the level I would personally buy at, because that's the logical level in terms of like which one is the most substantive. And ideally 2007, 2,450 if we're gonna actually go back to the depression or anger state, which frankly is still something that is quite puzzled at the moment. Seems like we're just skipping steps because the whale say so, and we subsequently just skip a couple steps, and next thing you know, we're there. So definitely, something fishy going on. Definitely be careful. This is not the best setup to be buying at the moment. And with respect to Bitcoin, let's just go right into it. We're selling off right now, right? We hit the peak of the all-time high, supposedly 67,000. We form a curvature right now on the well back. At the same time, we're still overbought despite the sell-off that we're seeing right now, the 71 of 70. So I think ideally selling back down to at the bare minimum the 52,600 and then the 47,800, and then ideally for me to even buy in the first place at 44, 40, and 37.34. Dogecoin again, we are forming a curvature right now, and I think we are in a bearish setup right now, holding on to the current level. Ideally buy at the 21 and then the 20 cents or 1975 cents level would be a better level. Cardano right now we are selling off just like the whole overall market, and I think ideally buy at the 205 would be more logical, especially we just crossed and then right now we're still depleting. But I don't think the sell is going to be like all the way down to 187, but 205 would be very logical, $2 cost average. Solana is still surging because of the golden cross that we talked about, and this is something we've talked in the last 4 videos already. So ideally going to the 195, which we got to today, and that's exactly what's going on right now. And this couldn't sustain because people basically have sell orders close to the $200 mark. So a lot of smart people there. We still at the 66 out of 70, so ideally buying at the below 137 again, right? The 113. Ideally for me, 67 would still be the level to buy at. XRP selling down to the level of 101 would be more ideal for me. I think 105 at the bare minimum. And if we break the 101, 93 is coming. Polkadot is selling off right now. Is definitely very bearish. We are at the 63 out of 70, curving down right now. Ideally selling back down to the 33 at the bare minimum to buy. And for me, ideally at the 25 would be more logical. Algorand right now is crossing up, so it just crossed up. We're at the 52, so not too oversell or overbought. So I think ideally running up to maybe the $2, close to $2, like the 189, based on the red candles that we see here, would be possible. But for me, because we kind of hover on a sideways fashion, I think ideally dollar cost average the 160 to 150 would be better. Shiba Inu down about 4% right now, and the sell-off is going to be bloody. And this is something that we're watching right now with the 61 of 70, and the whale back is huge. So we just formed a deck cross, so I think ideally dollar cost average at the 800 would be much better, which means technically with a lot of selling pressure coming. So with respect to the risk management level to dollar cost average, these are the identified levels that we have mentioned on the respective coins. So if you take a snapshot or a picture for your frame of reference, and with respect to market cycle, it's still very convoluted, right? I think sometimes this is useful, but ultimately we need to come back into the anger and depression stage for us to recuperate the momentum, because everything is overbought and doesn't make sense for, like, where's the money coming from ultimately, right? So to do so would be to dollar cost average at the risk management level. These are the levels, so feel free to use this as a reference. Against my personal risk aversion, not everybody has the same level, right? But yeah, so that's it for today, for this Thursday, I believe. I forget what date it is today already. But just feel free to give me a shout if you have any questions, and stay tuned for this come up. Take care. Bye.